What's up, man? We have another shooting that's gone viral. It seemed like every time we have a shooting that goes viral, you know, um, black people get in an uproar over, someone getting shot by the police. Now, the young man, I seen the video. They were trying to cuff him, and I seen the short version of the video. I didn't see the. I guess it's another version of the video, a longer version, but I seen the short version. When they had him outside the car, I guess the police officer was trying to put the handcuffs on him, and he tried to jump back in the car. So, oh man, see, this is the difference between respecting law enforcement and law enforcement disrespecting you. The young man should have just let them cuff him, because at that moment you do not have any recourse of doing anything positive in that situation. Just let them cuff you, let them search your car, whatever they're gonna do, apprehend you, take you to jail. If you believe you were wrongly arrested, then you can hire a lawyer, get a public defender, and you can state your case in court. You jumping in the car is nothing positive is gonna happen out of you jumping in the car. Now, they said they stopped him because he had, I think, an air freshener hanging from the back window of his car. I know it's some states that you go in, you can't have certain things dangling, even dangling from your rear view mirror. You know what I'm saying? So I know things like that can happen. And do police officers stop you all the time for that? No, they don't stop you all the time for that. But it's against the law. Is it? Look, it's the rules of the land, the law of the land. A lot of people want to not follow the laws of the land and figure like, well, I get away with it all the time. I should be able to get away with it this time. The laws of the lands are the laws of the lands. Now, whether the police officers stop you sometimes and not stop you other times doesn't mean that you can get away with it, or they shouldn't stop you. Be like, you can't say, well, I always do this, or you never stop me. No, you can't say that. It's just the laws of the land. The laws of the land are the laws of the land. And you have to follow the laws of the land. There's a lot of people out here that's disrespecting the laws of the land, and things like that happen. The young kid tried to jump in the car. Now, when you jump back in your car, they don't know if you're trying to grab a weapon or they don't know what you're going to do. Now, they're nervous because you jump back in the car. I guess the police officer tried to grab for the taser and grab for the gun and shot the young man in the chest. Now, should a police officer know the difference between a taser and a gun? Yes. But at that moment, that officer probably nervous, don't know what you're going back in your car for. I don't believe they searched the car at that moment, so they don't know if there's anything in the car that you're trying to reach for. And the lady panicked. I believe it was a lady, the female. She panicked, grabbed the wrong object, and shot the young man. And now everybody's protesting once again. The thing is this: police shootings are the least of our problems as so-called black people. It's just the least of our problems, man. Should it be prosecuted if a police officer wrongly shoots a black person or anybody for that nature? Yes, it should get prosecuted to the fullest of the law. But we get so up in the uproar about police shootings. We need to get up in the uproar about shooting each other, killing each other. That's what we need to be up on an uproar about. That's what we need to be fixing. See, the roof is leaking. Now, the roof is leaking and the water is getting on everything inside the house. But we continue just, oh, I'm going to fix the ceiling inside the house. No, fix the roof. Fix the roof. It starts at home. All this stuff that's going on, it starts at home. You have to start this stuff at home to rectify and to raise these young kids and tell them when you interacting with a police officer, don't try to jump back in your car. Let the police officer, look, I was always taught this. If a police officer stop you, have your hands on the steering wheel. Don't be fidgeting around in the car. Why would you be fidgeting around in the car? They don't know what you're reaching for. They don't know what you're trying to do. They haven't even came up and talk to you, speak to you, check your car. So they don't know what you're trying to grab. Have your hands on the steering wheel. Talk to them, answer the questions. If they ask you to move and do something, do that. If they don't ask you to move and do something, don't do that. If they ask you to get out the car, get out of the car. Don't just try to sit in the car. Oh, I'm not moving. You stopped me wrongfully. You can have all that you can get their badge number, write the badge number down. You can do all that stuff. You can even ask for them to have offer the lieutenant or something come down to the scene. You can even do that. But don't aggressively argue with the police officer, fidgeting around in your car. When the police officer have you outside the car, don't try to jump back in your car. That's just ludicrous, man. To me, that's just ludicrous for that young man just to jump back in his car. What are you jumping back in your car? You about to get away? So you about to jump in your car and get away? Come on, man. Come on, really? You have to think. You have to use your mind, use your head. You jump back in that car. Now that gives them the authority to use possible aggressive force. See, a lot of this stuff can be avoided. A lot of these shootings now, it has been some shootings that have been disturbing. And then you see some things that people could have done to rectify to not be able to get shot. And then you want to have people come on TV and stuff. Well, you didn't have to shoot him, or you didn't have to do that. You have to do that. See, for every action, there's a reaction. His actions caused that police officer to make the mistake that police officer claimed that they made. If he doesn't jump back in the car, he doesn't get shot. He doesn't get shot. He doesn't give that police officer room to make that mistake if he doesn't jump back in the car. It's unfortunate that he jumped back in the car, and it's unfortunate that the police officer was grabbing for the taser and ended up shooting him with her gun. That's unfortunate. But it could have been prevented. We have to look at preventive stages. We have to learn how to prevent certain situations from being escalated. And the only thing you can get out of that from a police officer is escalation. That's it. Now they have the gun, they have the badge, they have the law on their side. So at that moment, what you need to do is comply with the police officer. You can make all your claims within the court of law, because you're going to either go to court or something is going to happen to where you're going to say, hey, the police officer stopped me for no reason. I wasn't speeding. But the police officer did have cause to stop him because they said he had a air freshener hanging from the back of his window in the back. Now, the reason why they don't want you in certain states, they say you can't even have anything hang. I know in Chicago, I don't think you can have anything hanging from your rearview mirror. And the reason why they don't want you to have anything hanging from your window in the back is because it impedes your vision. So I understand that. And then some people say, well, that's just minor. Why would you stop somebody? That's the laws of the land. Read the law. Any state that you in, read the law. Ignorance is no excuse for not knowing the law. That's what they're going to tell you in court. When you go in court, it's not about your feelings. It's not about your feelings or how you feel about the situation. Oh, I feel the police officer shouldn't have stopped me because that's like a little minor thing that I got something hanging from my window in the back. No. It's the laws of the land. That's what's on the books. So you have to follow the laws of the land. There's a lot of people out here, like I said, that don't want to follow the laws of the land, and then when confronted by authority that are in charge of the laws of the land, like the police officers, then they want to, oh, I didn't know, or why you stopping me because of this. Now, I've been stopped before, and I'm gonna tell you this story. I got stopped. I was coming off the bypass, and it was slippery out. It was slippery out there, and I kind of slid coming off the ramp, and then I noticed a police officer came right behind me. Stop, put those lights, stop me. When he came to my car, he said, why were you sliding off the ramp? I said, well, it's icy. I said, you see it, all this ice out here. It's icy out here. He said, well, uh, it looked like you were speeding. I said, no, I wasn't speeding. I just slid because of the ice. And I said, because you know how the ramp is, it curves, so you have to curve with it. And my back tires were sliding. And he said, well, come over to my car. I came over to the car. I didn't argue with the man. I didn't say, well, this and that. Just came over to the car. He had me sit in the front. He didn't put no cuffs on me or anything. And he just set me in the front. And he said, well, I can give you a ticket for that. I said, well, just write the ticket. If you're going to give me a ticket, write the ticket. I mean, what can I do? At this moment, I'm not going to argue with the man. I'm in the front seat of his police car. He has the gun on him. He has the badge. But I was respectfully telling him why he was wrong. We got into the whole thing about the ticket. So I respectfully told him, like, I don't think I should get a ticket because it's icy out here. Respectfully. I didn't get all crazy and get an attitude. Rah, 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 rah. I'm tough. Why do that? So he ended up not writing the ticket. He just said, okay, next time don't speed. I said, okay. Even though I didn't speed coming off the ramp. But that's like just one of the instances. I've been stopped. Sometimes I was speeding when I got stopped and I earned a ticket. Another time I didn't even run the stop sign. I did. Okay, look, yes, it was like, I came up to the stop sign and the back of my car was still not all the way stopped. Well, my car wasn't always stopped. I just, how you just come to the stop sign and you kind of hit the brakes a little bit, but your car don't stop all the way. But I know the law is you have to come to a complete stop at the stop sign. I know that. But, a lot of people don't do that. Now, this is what I'm saying about the little intricacies of the law. I didn't stop all the way, went through the stop sign. Next thing I know, here, stopped me. He said, hey, your car was still moving. You didn't stop all the way. I said, okay. I didn't even argue with the man. It's late at night. I think it was like about 10 at night or something like that. So why argue with the man on the little intricacies about, I stopped, not completely though. You know what I'm saying? So, but I didn't sit up there and argue with him. Hey, I didn't stop, because that whole thing could have escalated over a little stop, not stopping at a stop sign. It could have escalated to something bigger. With that young man, all he had to do was, okay, boom. I guess they ran his name, and I guess he had a warrant. That's why, I think that's why they was handcuffing him. They had to be handcuffing him for a reason. They had to run his name and see that he had a warrant or something like that, or they found something in the car or something of that nature. That's why they handcuffed him. Otherwise, they would have just wrote him a ticket for the thing hanging in his window in the back, or they would have just told him, hey, I'm giving you a warning, just take it out. You can't have it back there no more. Because I have got warnings before. I was speeding and the police officer said, hey, I'm not going to give you a ticket this time. Watch your speed. So we're not always getting shot, harassed by the police when we leave our house. You let the media, see, this is what happens. Black people let the media blow this stuff up. And as soon as one of these incidents happen, it's like, it always happened. This always happened. No, it doesn't always. I have never been stopped and been pulled out my car and been beaten and stuff like that. I've been stopped plenty of times, but I have never been, and I've been stopped times where I wasn't speeding or anything. I just was stopped. So that happens. Yes, it happens. You get stopped while driving black. That happens. That happened to me a lot. But I knew how to handle myself in those situations. I knew not to get rowdy, mouth off with the police officer, act like I'm tough, and do all that stupid stuff to escalate the situation. And like I said, preventive measures can stop a lot of this stuff. It can, because already the police is on high alert. They're already nervous. Some of them are already nervous, on high alert, because being a police officer is a stressful job. And then they're stopping people. So if you are antsy or you get rowdy with them, their alert in their head goes off like, man, like, what's going on with this situation? Is this a situation where this guy got a warrant, or this situation where this guy is a bad person, or he just killed somebody, or he just robbed a store? They don't know They don't know what's going on. That's why you don't escalate it. You try to keep it as calm as possible. If they're going to give you a ticket, accept the ticket and move on. Right? You can write down the badge number. The badge number, right? Hey, I want to take down your badge number. You can take down the badge number. And if you have any complaints, file a complaint. Go down to the police station, and file a complaint on that police officer. It's not for you to sit there, argue with the man and all this stuff, or the woman, or whatever, or fight with the police. You fight with the police, two things can happen. Either they're going to beat you down, or they're going to end up killing you. That's what's going to happen. And we have to look at that situation with that young man. Yes, it's unfortunate that he got shot. Yes, it's unfortunate that the young man got shot. But he put himself in that situation for that police officer to make that mistake, that so-called mistake. If she made a mistake or she did it just purposely, whatever. I wasn't in her mind. I don't know what she was thinking. So, but what I'm going to say is this. I seen the young man jump back in his car. I seen him jump back in his car. What do you expect is going to happen from there? I've been in the neighborhoods I grew up in, the projects, you know what I'm saying, on 35th Street down there in Chicago. I grew up in grew up in Algale Gardens, lived out there for 2 or 3 years. And I know, and I've seen many situations of police officers arresting many people. And I've seen different situations been handled different ways. I've seen people try to fight the police, and the police either have to apprehend you, call other police officers, and they end up having to bring out the nightsticks. I've seen that. I've seen the police officers have to draw their gun because the person was too rowdy or too just out of it, just blowing up. I've seen that. I've seen plenty of things. I've seen police officers like that, like the George Floyd situation. I seen plenty of police officers put their knee on people necks. Now they didn't suffocate them like that, but I seen them put their knee on people's necks, the back. Yeah, I seen that plenty of times in Chicago. This is like a normal occurrence of somebody getting arrested on the block or somebody getting arrested somewhere in the neighborhood where you seeing it. You seeing high speed chases and all this stuff. So when a person going a high speed chase, take a police officer on a high speed chase, that can end up tragic almost every time. Either the person in high speed chase either run into someone and kill themselves, or the police officers, they finally stop you. Now they're mad because they chased you all around and you did damage to the city, and now they want to forcefully take you out the car, either beat you, or now you fighting back, and now a police officer pull out their gun and shoot you. See, the escalation was by the person that took the police on a high speed chase. So we got to start taking this stuff by case situation. Don't get all rowdy and all out of shape every time someone gets shot and killed. The police officers, they shoot and kill white people, they shoot and kill black people, they shoot and kill anyone that's gonna put them in a situation to where they're on high alert, or maybe the police officer having a bad day. I don't know what's happening. Anytime anything like that happens, it can end up tragic. And like I said, man, police shootings is the least of our problems. We have to fix the roof. Fix the roof. Start raising your child on how to deal with the world, with the outside world, and how to follow the laws of the land. You have to follow, if you're going to live here in America, if you're going to live anywhere you live at, you're going to have to follow the laws of the land. Just about everywhere you go, there's laws of the land. You can't do whatever you want to do. People want to have this complex of someone owe me something, or I'm entitled to something. Yeah, I'm entitled to this. I'm entitled to... No, you're not entitled to anything. You have to follow the laws of the land. Because if you don't, things like that are going to happen. When you have negative energy is going to follow you. That's just what it is. The world is about energy, positive and negative energy. And if you choose to always be on the negative side, and then negative things are going to follow you and happen to you. I'm out, man. Like I said, police shootings is the least of our problems. I'm out, man.